Okay, continuing from the last day lesson, what we have done is this. We have just done finding max and finding min and also finding total in a list. Already we have discussed about the list, tuples, dictionaries and sets. List, tuples, dictionaries and sets. And then we have stepped into algorithms. After this data structure part, we have stepped into the algorithm part. And there, let me summarize and show you what we have learned. Actually, we have defined a list first, and this list is empty list. Let me do that from the beginning, then you will understand this clearly. Okay, let's say marks. Marks is an empty list. Empty list can be declared in two ways. One is this, and the second one is you can say empty square brackets, square bracket open, square bracket close, empty square bracket. That is one method of declaring. That is also okay. Or you can say list, and then list function can also be used to declare empty list. Then what I'm going to do for I in range 10, what I'm going to do, I'm going to repeat 10 times. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take an input x equal int input. I'm going to take integers, enter a number. Okay, whatever the number that I'm getting here, then I'm actually adding this to marks dot append. I'm adding this to end of this list. Okay, this is the first thing that we have done. Okay, let me save this file, run module, and then it will ask us to save this file. There you can just save it as, okay, let's save algo.py and okay, enter a number again, right? It's okay, I'll correct that. That is the something error, something wrong in the prompt that we have provided. But anyway, this will do the functionality that we have assigned. When we print the marks list, and you can see, or we can just print it. You can see 10 marks in this list, which is dynamically assigned by the given inputs. Enter a number. Okay. Then this part is done. Enter a number, and that will give a number, input a number that will be added to the list. Now the challenge is, okay, the first challenge that we were discussing is finding max. Finding max. Today I will teach you a few things. Actually, we couldn't discuss about the functions, and today what we are going to do is we are going to assign this to a function as well. Before that, let me write general coding without any function, general coding, how we can select the maximum. Initially, you can say the max number equal marks 0 or the first mark. That is valid thing. No? So here, if 34 is the only mark, so we have given this as an example. Last day, we have given this as an example. If there are students in the class, if there's only one student in the class, the particular student is the tallest student, no doubt about that. And particular student is the shortest student, right? Because if there is only one student, that is the tallest, he's the tallest and he's the shortest, since there is only one. So similar to that, here you can assign 0 as the max number, and same time you can assign 0, 0 means the first marks, as the min number. No doubt about that, because if there is only one, definitely that is the max, that is the min. But the thing is, there are 9 more to come. There are 9 more to come. So what you need to do is you need to compare. Okay, how? Okay, you can say for item in marks, all the items going to come now, and we can compare with the current maximum. If the item is greater than the current maximum, then you can say the maximum is the item. Same time, you can compare and say if item is less than the current minimum, the newcomer is going to be the minimum. Newcomer is going to be this minimum. After traversing means after accessing all 10 items, at the end of this loop, you can say print max item is max num, and same time you can say min item is min num. Min item is min num, because after traversing and after comparing everything, it can deliver max and min. And same time you can find the total. How is that? Because initially you can say total equal 0, and when you are accessing the items, you can say total equal total plus the item. You are adding this continuously, and finally at the end you can print the total. So it's so easy. So you can say total is total is then actually you can say total is this total which you have already discovered, and average easily calculatable. Why? Because if you know the total, then you can calculate the average. Average is the total divided by the number of items. You can say length of marks. Length of marks means the number of item, or you can divide by 10, since you know that already it is 10. But if it is more than 10 also, this is applicable, because this will count the number of items and divide. I hope this part is clear to you. Right, this is what we have discussed. This is summary of the last day lesson. If it is too fast, you need to look at the video of last day, and then by doing that you can you can find the answers. Okay, you can see the max is 98, that is true. The min is 34, that is also true, and the total is 633, and the average is this. You can calculate that and see. So here you can see actually this should be correct, right? And so everything, like the average is 63, it's closer to, all the items are close to 63 now. Or you can just manually calculate and see. This part is clear, I guess. Any doubt about this part? Do you need to copy down this or try this? If yes, I can give you a few minutes to try. I think 2 or 3 minutes enough. Okay, you can go through this and try. Okay, try this first. Because if you know this, the next level is not that much difficult. If you know this, the next level is very easy. Actually, next, before we discuss about the sorting algorithm, I would like to discuss about the functions a little. Then let's move to the sorting. Now, let's move to the next part. Now, after doing this, after doing the first part, this need to be completed, because otherwise not possible to move to the second part. If you cannot understand this part, developing an algorithm is very difficult, because first of all you need to identify this, and then what. So then let me show the way of doing this. Actually, this is okay. Think this as just a visual explanation to the problem. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select selections. Okay, so see here what's happening there. Just I'm going to play this in 1x speed, and you can just make it faster. Just need slow one. And let's play. Let's play it. Where's play button? Is it this? Sort. Yeah, I think. Yes. You can see, first of all, it's going to discover here the minimum is 10, and it's judging whether is there anything less than that. And 8 is less than, so 8 is assigned as the minimum. Then the minimum and the first one is set. Right? See, the next minimum is discovered. Next minimum is 10. And what should happen? At the end, you should know. The minimum need to be swapped with the second item. Already it is the second item, no need to swap. Okay, already it is second. Okay, now in this step, what should happen? May step. What is the next minimum? What is the next minimum? Look at the data and tell me.
14.
Is it 14? 14. No, 14 is the next minimum. It will be anyway selected. So using our algorithm, the next minimum will be selected. Next minimum is 14. Okay, you know that. Now it's 14. And 14 need to be swapped with what? What is the element need to be swapped with 14? 14 kiyat ekada maru karanna 14 කොහෙටද දාන්න ඕන?
Place 17.
17 තියෙන තැනට දැම්ම 17 දැම්ම 14 තියෙන තැනට. That is what you are going to do. Okay. Right. So next minimum is again 14. 14 and 29 need to be set. The next minimum is 16. Already I think 16 is in the right place. Yes, it's in the right place. 17 is next minimum and it is also in the right place. The next minimum is 20. It's not 18. It's not in the right place. So 18 and 41 need to be set. Okay, likewise, if you repeat this, ultimately what will happen? This will be sorted. So this is what we are going to do. This can be done in another way. This can be done in another way, that is find the maximum and actually swap with the last item. ලොකුම එක හොයලා අන්තිම එකත් එක්ක swap කරත් මේ වැඩේ වෙනවා. පොඩිම එක හොයලා දැන් මුලටනේ swap කරන්නේ. අනිත් පැත්තට කරත් now it is sorted. It's an effort. නේද? ටිකක් මහන්සි වෙන්න ඕනේ. So therefore we have to think. දැන් මේක හිතලා තමයි මේ algorithm එක හදන්න ඕනේ. So what we are going to do? We have found the minimum. Okay, we have found the minimum. Okay, let's make it simple. Let's make it simple. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a new file. Otherwise, like this, you need to enter this 10 times this. This is effort. So let me do something like this. I'm going to display another thing called marks or anything, right? Marks or marks, anything. Maybe numbers, let's say. Numbers, and this time the list is, I'm going to make it fixed because like then it's easy to sort, and I'm going to put actually 6 items only. Okay, let's put 7 items. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the minimum similar to the one we have done here. I don't want the total maximum. I just need only the minimum. You can do this with the maximum also, but here I'm going to do this in the minimum. Only the minimum. Total is also not needed. Once minimum is discovered, what you need to do? Once minimum is discovered, actually you need to keep, you need to have an idea about the location of the minimum. Right, to do that, we can just start, okay, let's say location or index. Let's say index. Initially, the index is 0. Initially, the index is 0. Once the first item is accessed, you are comparing, and after this, we can say index equal index plus 1 or index plus equal 1. Why I'm doing that? I just need to remember the location. Index plus equal 1. I just need to remember the location. When you discover the minimum item, I'm going to do something like this. Just have another one called minimum index, min index. Initially, that is also 0 here. Once the minimum discovered, I'm going to tell the minimum index is the current index. That is initially 0, that will be incremented 1 by 1, and here the index is the minimum index because it's into after accessing each item, index will be incremented by 1. Okay, let's do the magic. It's not magic actually. I just want to print the minimum as well as the minimum index. Now let's say whether it's happening here. So I'm going to print the minimum as well as the minimum index. Minimum item is minimum item, location is. Minimum item is min item, the min item location is the min index. Let's see. So if it is successful, this should print the location as well as the minimum. Sorry, I have done something wrong. This is mark numbers. This is should be numbers. Copy and paste in it here. Is there any other place? No, it's not in it. Okay. Oh, name marks not defined. Do we have marks any? Oh, yeah. So need to adjust. Okay. Minimum is 6. Minimum location is also 6. Is it? Minimum is 6. Agree. Location is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Let's add another item, right? Let's add another item here just to check whether this is happening properly. Now you can, minimum is 2, the minimum location is 3. Minimum is 2, correct. Minimum location is 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, correct. Now it tracks the minimum as well as the minimum location. Now possible to swap the items. How can we swap the items? Swap the items, you can do something like this. Actually, Python has a special operation. So normally if you have coffee and tea, right? So let's go to coffee tea example. Here you have coffee, C is coffee, and you have another one, this is tea. Now you are given a task to put coffee into the tea and tea into the coffee. So whatever the container here, this one is container 1, this one is container cup 1, cup 2. So cup 1 you have coffee, cup 2 you have tea. So you are asked to put tea to cup 1 and coffee to cup 2. What is the method? General sense, not programming, right? එකක තේ තියෙනවා අනිත් එකේ කෝපි තියෙනවා එකේ තියෙන කෝපි දෙකේ තියෙන ටී කොහොමද එකට ටී දාලා දෙකට කෝපි දාන්නේ?
Get a third cup and switch.
Yes, very simple. You need another cup for sure. Why? Then you can put coffee to this, then this will be empty, this will be empty, then you can put tea to this, then this will be empty, tea එක මේකට දැම්මම මේක his, then you can put coffee to this. This is the traditional way of doing that. Means you have a temp. You can say temp is, for an example, the 0th items. Number 0 item is 10th temp. Then to number 0, you are putting this number, the max index. Now to the number max index, you are putting the temp. Straightforward, right? The way that we have SAP coffee and tea, you can do this this way, and finally you are printing the entire list of numbers. If everything okay, the 2 should be at the beginning stage and the other one should be at the end. Okay, you can see minimum is 2, minimum location is 3. Now 2 is here and 3, 3, not 3 actually. Initially, what was the 23? 23 is in the location of number 2. Initial one also you can print, like to get an idea. The initial one also you can print, and after swapping also you can print. Okay, now my step number 1 is done. Now the remaining task is you can try what. Now my work is done. So I have done the first swapping. So now you are to do the second swapping and third swapping. Okay, to make it easier, I will send you the code. Otherwise, you will take time in typing and making typos, errors, and then discovering that. Therefore, I have copied and pasted this time. What you need to do is copy and paste that in the similar way that I have mentioned in the file. So let's do that. And after that, let's see whether you can apply the same algorithm again and again and get this list sorted. Okay, do this now. I will give you 5 minutes. Right. Next is after that we can focus about the sorting part. I think if you have done that, you can share the screen now. මේක විතරක් නෙවෙයි මගේ එක copy paste කරන එක විතරක් නෙවෙයි මම හිතන්නේ sorting එකත් කරලා තියෙනවා. කල්හාර, have you done that? You can share. Madhush, you can share. Based on this code, you have to continue the sorting algorithm. Come on. Hello. ඇහෙනව නේද?
ඔව් ඇහුණා සර්.
share කරන්න පුළුවන්. හරිද?
නෑ.
මම අපිට විතරද copy paste කරලාද විනාඩි 5කට කරේ? අයියෝ.
නෑ. ඒකේ copy paste කරේ නෑ. ටිකක් try කරා.
try කරා. හරි. okay. එහෙම නැති කොහොමද දැන් මේක ගන්නෙ? right? Okay, how many times you need to do this? At least tell me how many times you need to do this. Yes. How many times? මේක මේ දෙක මාරු කරන්න ඕනේ. ඊළඟට මේ දෙක අපිට මාරු කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා මේ දෙකත් මාරු කරන්න ඕනේ. මේ දෙකත් ඔය වගේ අපි මාරු කරන්න ඕන. If there are n items, at least n minus 1 changes නේද maximum. එච්චර නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. n තියෙනවා නම් item n ගානක් තියෙනවා නම් n minus 1 changes need to be done. That means the process need to be repeated. The process need to be repeated. Starting from this, the process need to be repeated n minus 1 time. So I'm going to write this for k in range length of this minus 1. This time, so I'm going to repeat this. Actually, I will do the same, but I'm going to repeat this. Okay, now I'm going to run this, and as a result, see, so I will get this. Okay, the same, right? Minimum location is 2 and sorry, minimum is 2 and location is 3 SAP. Minimum is 2 and location is 0, no SAP, no SAP, because it's now okay, came to the same location. What do you need to do? What you need to do after doing this? After doing this, you need to change the list. You need to change the list. Actually, you are going from the first item. You are moving from the first item. That you need to stop. First time you are moving from the first item. But the second time you have to move from the second item. The third time you have to move from the third item. Now think. First time from the first item. Okay, let's say attempt the first. This is okay. First okay. Let's say first attempt. In the first attempt, you are starting from attempt. Actually, you cannot say first attempt minus 1. So after finishing that, you have to say attempt plus equal 1. Now the second line. Now in this next round, the attempt will be 2 minus 1. Likewise, the minimum item is shifted forward. Minimum item is shifted forward, and again here also. Minimum item is shifted forward, means the next, this will be taken as the next minimum item and compare with this. And actually you have to move not from the beginning, you have to move from this item, not from the start. Here you are telling you have to move from the start. Here you are telling you have to move from the start. Okay, so this can be done. You are moving from the item in numbers for item, so you are moving from the start. That you need to stop. Okay, you have to say item. Okay, like let's do something like this. For item in range, the first time attempt minus 1, that means zeroth item to the end. Range this to the end. End means what is the last item? You can say length of okay, zeroth item to the length of, this is a bit complex, I know. Zeroth items to the length of list, length of numbers. Okay, 0 to the length of numbers. What you are going to do? You are going to, for item in range 0 to the, then actually you have to say check whether this numbers item, this one in the numbers item is equal to this, and then if it is, then you have to say numbers item. And here also minimum index is okay. Index is okay, and you are going to swap these and index plus. Okay, let's run this now. Okay, what it's going to do? Okay, this is a bit wired. Here minimum item is 2 and location. Now the swapping happens. The next is minimum item is 6, location is 6, and what is the swapping? 6, location is 6, no swapping happened. This should be swapped with the second item. Min item. Okay, where's the swapping part? Swapping part is this. Once the minimum item discovered, min item is, where's the temp and all? Here. The sapin is basically the 0th item sapin that you need to stop. Numbers, and then actually you are here referring to the 0th item and first item, like this attempt -1 should be here also. Here also attempt -1. Okay, let's try it now. Bit weird. Okay, the first sapin happens. The second sapin, this is 6 and location is 6. 6 need to swap with this item, 78. 6 need to swap with 78. This time 6 is discovered. The minimum is anyway discovered. Now minimum is discovered. That part is correct. Discovering minimum is okay. It is perfectly happening. But swapping is not happening properly. Minimum item location discovery is done, but swapping is not really happening. Why swapping is not happening? So temp is numbers attempt -1. This index is this and then print the numbers. Attempt is on 1. Attempt -1. Attempt -1 is this. Okay, the 0th item swapping is done. The next level, the attempt -1 should be 2, 2. This is 1 and 1 is this, and then the minimum item need to be swapped with this one. Okay, why it is not happening? Is it discovering the minimum number? That is my question. 6 is discovered. Okay, second round 6 is discovered. That is done. That first round 2 is discovered. Second round 6 is discovered. I'm happy with that. First round harin first round එකේ දෙක හම්බුණා. Second round එකේ
සර් ඒක සර් සෙකන්ඩ් රවුන්ඩ් එකේ නම් සර් සැපින් වෙන එක සර් කියන්නේ සෙකන්ඩ් රවුන්ඩ් එකේ 76 තිබ්බ එක 43 වෙලා එහෙමම කියන්නේ අනිත් නම්බර්ස් ස්වැප් වෙලා තියෙනවා මේ නේද මිනිමම් එක නැතුව සර් ඒක දැන් දෙවෙනි මේකේ 78 තියෙන තැන ඊළඟ එකේ 43 43 තියෙන තැන තමයි 78 ඊළඟ ඊට පස්සේ
සැපින් වෙලා තියෙනවා. සැපින් වෙලා තියෙනවා. එකම දේ අර ඉන්ඩෙක්ස් එකේ මාරු වෙලා තියෙන එක තමයි බැලේ. සැපින් වෙලා තියෙනවා 40 දැන් මෙතන 43නේ. 43යි මොකද්ද මාරු වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? 78යි මාරු වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. මාරු වෙන්න ඕන 6යි 43යි. නේ 6යි 43යි මාරු වෙන්න ඕන එකට 43යි 78යි මාරු වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒකේ ඉන්ඩෙක්ස් එක හරියට අරගෙන නැහැ. Sorry. How can this happen? එතකොට ඉන්ඩෙක්ස් එක හරියට අරගෙන ඒ කියන්නේ මේ මිනිමම් ඉන්ඩෙක්ස් එකේ වැරද්දක් තියෙනවා. මිනිමම් ඉන්ඩෙක්ස් එකේ මිනිමම් ඉන්ඩෙක්ස් 0 කරනවනේ අපි පටන් ගන්නකොට. ඒක වැරදි. එතකොට මෙතන අපි කරන්න ඕනේ ඉන්ඩෙක්ස් එක මේකින් එන්න. එතකොට මිනිමම් ඉන්ඩෙක්ස් එක 0 කරන්න බෑ. Index is basically minimum index is this. That is the problem. Always, otherwise, the minimum index will be started with 0. So let's try. Okay. Done, right? Understood. Then Harini? Second is 6. 6 is swapped with?
yes.
Then ඊළඟ එක 12 නේ. 12 is not swapped. ඊළඟ එක 23 not swapped. හරිනේ. swap වෙලා නැහැ. ඊළඟ එක 35 ඒකත් swap වෙලා නැහැ. 43 ඊළඟ එක 43 67 swap වෙලා මේ. හරිනේ. Then 78. Okay, so our work is done. I know this is bit complex because you have to think or මොලේ පොඩ්ඩක් කරවෙන්න හිතන්න ඕනේ. ඒකයි අර කෝඩ් එක අතනින් copy paste කරාට එකපාර වෙන්නේ නැත්තේ. Because you also need to think. මොකද්ද මේක වෙන්නේ කියන so if you are මෙහෙමයි in A level examination they have not given to write an algorithm like this. තාම ඒගොල්ලෝ දීලා නැහැ මෙහෙම එකක් දීලා algorithm එකක් ලියන්න දීලා නැහැ. හරිද? You are lucky for that. You are lucky because they have not given this question, but the thing is that they have given this code and ask you what is happening. ඒකින්ද එහෙම ගොඩක්ම ලකිත් නැහැ because they have given the code and they have asked you if this code is if this code is if you run this code, they have given some spaces, or they have given some, okay, they have given some blank line. For an example, this line is blank. And they ask him, what should come for this line? You should know how this is happening. The concept you should know. In the code එක සම්පූර්ණයෙන් ලියන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ කියන එකෙන් ඉතින් යන්න මේ පාරත් එන්නේ නැති වෙයි කියලා හිතමු. In 2024 also it will not come. That is correct, but the thing is that you need to really concern about the algorithm. Now actually you don't want to print this, you don't want to print this as well. You just need only these numbers. Why? Because you just need to output the results. Okay, now you can see the swapping part also only. In final case, you don't even want to print this also. So instead of that, you can print the final result. Okay, the final result can be printed. These lines can be commented and final results can be printed. And now you can see the given list is this and the sorted list is this. This sort method, this sorting is called selection sort. You are selecting the minimum and sorting. Similar way, you can select the maximum and do the sort. I will keep that as a homework. You have to try that, select the maximum and so. But so this time I have selected the minimum and so. Okay, let's add few more. So you can add few more numbers, and that should not matter anyway. Any number of items, this should be able to sort. So let's run this, but number of rounds will be high. And now you can see this is the thing and this is the sorted list. Actually, you don't want to worry. So why I'm telling like that, you don't even want to worry, because when you have a list like this, you can sort with this algorithm. But why you don't want to worry in programming? Because if this is the number, and you can say numbers dot sort, and that will be sorted. And now if you print the numbers without any method, this should happen. Now you can see without any method it can sort. දැන් අහන්න එපා මට එච්චර ලේසි එකක් තියෙද්දි අයි මෙහෙම කෝඩ් එකක් ලිව්වේ කියලා. මේක අහන්න නැහැ එක්සෑම් එකේ. හරි. numbers.sort method will work. Right, that will sort the list. ඒක ඇත්ත. ඒ කියන්නේ list එක sort වෙනවා තමයි. හැබැයි එහෙම sort කරන එකක් නෙවෙයි අහන්න ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ ක්‍රමවේදයක් හදන්න කියලා. An algorithm. They are asking about an algorithm. They just want to actually develop your brain, and they just want to find out your critical thinking skills. That is it. Okay, I will keep the remaining part. Find the max and do the same. Max hoyaගෙන අන්තිම එකත් එක්ක swap කරන්න, do the same. And there are easy methods than this. Make it very optimized methods there. So if I give this code and if I ask, hey ChatGPT, please optimize this code, or I can ask even from the Google Bard or ChatGPT anything, and say, hey, please optimize this. Okay, see here. Find range length of numbers, minimum index is this, and you can see I plus on this, and the swapping happens. And this is මේක තමයි අර මං කිව්වේ තේ එකයි කෝපි එකයි දුන්නම Python එකේ තියෙන පොඩි chance එකක්. තේ එකයි කෝපි එකයි දෙපැත්තෙන් නිකන් කෝප දෙකකින් තියෙන tea and coffee උඩ දාලා කප් දෙක මාරු කරලා අල්ලන්න පුළුවන්. That means same time you can assign number I to the min index and min index to number I. That can be done. Temp එකක් නැතුව ඒක කරන්න පුළුවන්. But that is available in Python only, not in other languages, right? Java-like languages, you don't have that code. And here you can see the optimized version, and let's run this and as a new file. Running the optimized version. And see here, it does the sorting. So here you can see the number of lines that we have used is really less than the number of lines that we have initially used. At times around just remove the commented lines as well. And so this is like this temp swap in is only one line. මේ තියෙන්නේ temp swap-in එක. මේ line 4 වෙනුවටම තියෙන එක line එක. And this here also the minimum index and this one. And here, so everything is done. Just minimum index only. Other things not used. For in range length of numbers is given. Okay, so likewise, you can optimize this code. This is also a working code. In the examination, they might give a long code, optimized code, anyway, whatever the code that they are given, they have given, you need to understand the algorithm and way of operation. Actually, what I have visualized here is the method. Here, this is the, with the visualization, you can see the pseudocode. Pseudocode can be code. This code you need to convert. This code you need to convert to the actually working code. Please refer to this website as well. This is visualgo.com. Refer to this website. This is visually showing what is happening. Okay, now with that, I think we can stop for today. Next day, I'll be discussing about the function. Today, we couldn't discuss. Next day, I'll be discussing about the functions. Then good night.
Good night, sir.